What's up and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 278, Wonders on Fent, I guess. I don't know what's happening. Oh, speaking of on Fent, first of all, Wonder, how you doing?
I'm doing.
He's concerned now that I said, speaking of on Fent.
I don't know how this could possibly lead up to something you're...
It's fine. So I went to the Rockies game on Saturday.
And you did fentanyl.
Because it was Brenton Doyle bobblehead day. No. But some dude definitely did OD at the game.
Oh. Anybody have Narcan on standby?
I don't know. Not sure what happened. I needed to go walk around, so I had to get there really early to get a bobblehead. Surprisingly high quality. Like, this thing's got some heft to it. I was expecting like a Funko Pop style little plastic piece of shit. I mean, it's still plastic, but it's not like shitty plastic. You know, it's like it's yeah, I don't know. I could beat a motherfucker with it. That's all I'm saying.
Dirty plastic.
So I had to get there like 2 hours early. So I went and sat in my seat and then didn't really get up until like the 7th inning. So I needed to go for a walk. Walked up. Dude was definitely ODing, was getting help from like the stadium staff or whatever. Went, got a drink, walked back, and he was just gone. So I don't know. Might be alive, might not. Who knows? But that was certainly something.
That's a squirt of Narcan can't fix.
I did the thing again. There was this chick who sat next to me for the entirety of the game. I talked to her for the entirety of the game. I have no clue what her name is. I did the thing again. Wonder knows this thing well. He saw it at the mall that one time.
Really connects with a chick, and she probably really like was into him, and he just
okay, bye.
Okay, peace. And leaves.
Yeah.
And she's probably thinking, damn, he must have a girlfriend.
Nope, I'm just autistic. It's not fun. Yeah. So that's what's been kind of... Has anything else happened? I don't know. I don't do much. I work and I sleep sometimes, and I work out every day. That's annoying.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, right?
I need
Like,
to start working out.
it'd be easier if there was a gym in the building you lived in. It makes it really hard to have an excuse to not go to the fucking gym when it's literally...
I have a gym where I work, but...
Yeah, but who wants to work and then go to the gym, or go to the gym and then go work?
Actually, I would rather, work out at the gym than deal with a shitty toilet. Thanks.
You like dealing with the shitty toilet. That's why you signed up for this job.
My favorite.
That's why you signed up for this job.
Totally didn't sign up for it because of the money. No.
No. I
definitely didn't sign up for it because it's 25 grand more than what I was getting paid the last job.
So I went and got Starbucks. You can't tell because I broke my cup.
Oh.
So I had to put it in my own cup. And this straw is a little bit long for this cup. The straw is a little bit long for every cup. I don't really know what happened here, but because this I think is the biggest cup I own. And that straw is a little long. Well, sometimes you need your drink to be in your lap while you take a sip, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I do like the little rubber thing on the end because I can chew on it.
Chew on it, yeah.
Yeah. Because that is the one bad thing about metal straws is when you try to chew on them, it really hurts.
Uh-huh.
You forget it's metal, and yeah, that's never fun. Hurts every time. 100% of the time.
Words from the wise. Words from the wise, kids.
Don't chew on metal straws.
Don't chew on metal straws.
Don't
Don't forget your rubbers either.
True.
It'll save you more times than anything else on this planet.
What the fuck? What the fuck? A YouTuber that I've never heard of, Finny the Legend, got shot by another YouTuber outside the Bellagio in Las Vegas.
Oh, that sounds like a Vegas thing.
I was gonna say, and this is why I don't really ever want to go back to Vegas. But it's tough because if I was rich enough to do like, just 1 year in my life, I want to be rich enough to do the circuit of like, conventions, like all of them, TwitchCon, PAX East and West, even PAX Australia would be sick. Do all sorts of conventions, but that costs a lot of money. Just going to one takes it out of you. What?
Just a little dough.
Yeah. Did I tell you I made a plan? Well, a goal, not a plan. I think I did. We might have talked about it on the podcast. I don't know who I talk to about what and when anymore.
This dude talks to people, goes to sleep, wakes up the next day or a few hours later and forgets about everything that's happened in the last 24 hours.
Pretty much. Well, no, and it's not that. It's just I talk, like my entire job is talking to people, so I don't know what I've said to each specific person half the time.
Right.
It's like, did I already have this conversation with you? I don't remember. But no, about like in a year when my lease is up, buying a house instead of renting again. Did I talk to you about that?
Yeah, you did.
I had found some that weren't too bad. I still think it's wild that it's cheaper to buy a 2-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, New York than it is in Denver or Seattle. Because like I was talking about it. I was like, I'd move to New York. And I was like, maybe not. New York's a little scary.
It can be.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. I can walk everywhere around here and I don't feel worried about that. I don't know if I could say that about New York.
Right.
And maybe I should be worried about it here. I don't know. And maybe if I moved there, I would no longer feel worried about it after 10 minutes. But, you know.
Right.
I don't know. Brains are weird, man.
I mean, I also, like, you're kind of a big dude.
Yeah, that's
I feel
fair.
like if I was going to rob somebody, I'm not going to pick the big burly dude walking down the street that's got calves
fair.
bigger than 90% of the people on the planet.
That's fair. Ever since I started working out, I have a couple pairs of like pajama pants I can't really wear anymore. They're too tight on my calves.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
that's my thighs.
Yeah.
Trying to find pants. Like the calf area, they're like fine.
Yeah.
But like the thigh area, the hairs all wore off of my thighs because my pants are too tight.
Yeah.
They look like skinny jeans on me and they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Because that's all I have is legs. Don't have anything else except a dad bod gut. But
no. But I don't know. I've been trying to be less fat. I feel like nothing's changed, but hey. Other than, you know, I can now run a mile a minute and a half faster than I could when I started. Not just a singular mile. I do wonder, like, if I just tried, what could I do just a singular mile in?
Right. Yeah.
But I never really want to try that hard. That's a lot of effort. Half the time I end up running for like half a mile and then I just kind of like stop and walk really slowly and start scrolling on my phone before going, oh, right, I was doing something.
That's what I do. I just get on the stair climbers.
Yeah.
And I just scroll through my phone and I'll do the stair climbers for like 30 to 45 minutes and then I'll go get on the treadmill. I'll do like a light jog for 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
As my cool down, and eventually I'm going to start lifting again, but I just haven't got into that mentality yet.
Right. For sure.
I feel like it's more important to be able to, you know, carry somebody leg-wise out of a building than to, like, you know, bench press somebody.
Right.
It's it's pretty easy, even a fairly large person, to just get them sat up and then do the fireman carry on them. You know,
Yeah.
if you know your technique, the technique's literally made for people who are not strong enough to pick someone up. So that's the whole nice part about it is
Wow.
minimal effort to get somebody up on your shoulders.
Yeah. Wow. Nick Chubb just signed with the Texans.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that could be scary. I
No.
guess.
The Texans basically have me and you as their offensive line, man.
I know.
And I'm
Well,
sorry. I don't think either of us are awful, but I don't think there's a world where combined we can win a single rep against Myles Garrett. I don't think
Right.
we could win one. He would just pick us up and throw us out of the stadium.
Right. I'm gonna have to gain about 200 pounds before I could even make it so he can't just pick me up.
I'm gonna have to grow a few feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people they were saying Nick Chubb was going to go to the Bills, and I was like, no.
All I know is the Bills keep not wanting to pay James Cook.
I mean, understandably, James Cook wants a lot of money, and he's good. Don't get me wrong, but
See how your offense does without your best producer. If I'm James Cook, I kind of want them to not re-sign me. Wait until week 4 when you're 0-4 because your offense sucks, because then James Cook gets to ask for the city of Buffalo. Or it ends up like Le'Veon Bell, where you end up missing the entire season because the team didn't want to play that game, and then your career's over. It's the scary part of holding out, man. Sometimes the team will call your bluff, and sometimes you aren't bluffing, but then your career's over because maybe you should have bluffed a little.
right. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think the guy needs paid, but not as much as he's asking.
What the fuck? Oh, god damn it. I hate it here. I got logged out of stuff. Was that thunder?
I don't know.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder, thunder.
Could just be a riot. You never know.
I don't think it's that.
Oh.
I don't know if I remember the password. Nice, I did.
Huh.
Sometimes I'm not useless. Rarely, but sometimes. Oh, did the Rockies not even play today? Did I just waste all my time? It's baseball. People play every day, except today, apparently. All right.
Ugh.
Unfortunate. So the Rockies suck, by the way. I thought they were so back because they swept the Marlins. They're so not back. They got swept by the Mets and got outscored 25-8 over 3 games.
That's rough.
The game I went to, they lost 8-1.
No.
It was really rough because in the 4th inning, it was 1-1, and I was like, "Yeah, we've got ourselves a ball game. It's worth being here." And then the Mets scored 2. Then the Mets scored 1. And then the Mets scored 3. Then the Mets scored 1. And I'm just sitting there come on, do something. The Rockies had runners on base in every single inning and couldn't get a run out of it, and it was pissing me the fuck off. At some point, you're going to do something good accidentally, you'd think. But no. Fucking ridiculous. I hate it. What?
Watching my dad try to get a bull snake out of the chicken coop is hilarious.
Why are you watching your dad try to get a bull snake out of the chicken coop?
Because it's fucking funny.
Why do you even have video of that?
Because my sister's standing back there filming my dad, who's got 2 sticks, and he's trying to pinch the snake and drag it out of the. It's in we have a door in the back of the chicken coop that folds down, and it's got all the little places little nests or whatever. You could just reach in there and grab the eggs and close the door. I can only imagine what my dad was like. He probably opened that sucker up and reached in there to grab an egg and went, ugh! He's all jumpy.
Nice. The Packers have officially released Jair Alexander, who was good 3 years ago. He doesn't play football anymore. It's going to be funny, though, because I talked all this shit about him, and he's going to end up a Viking. Because every former Packer always does.
Uh-huh.
So it's funny. I was talking to somebody. They're like, why don't they sign with the Lions or the Bears? And my reply is always because they actually want to beat the Packers. and then people get all angry at me. It's funny, though. Are you going to play College Football 26? You going to buy it?
Yeah, probably.
I almost think you should just spend the $100 this year and also get Madden.
Is that what Madden costs?
No, if you spend $100, you can get both.
Oh.
So it's like $50 a piece instead of $70 a piece.
Hmm.
That's pretty nice. You get college football for a discount. Or you get college football for extra money, but you get Madden for free. Depends on how you want to look at it.
True.
I was reading something. Madden 20. It's going to be so much easier to stream Madden 26 this year. Because it's not going to try to... They did the thing where... You remember in like 2012 when they made Madden 25 because it was the 25th anniversary of the Madden games?
Oh, yeah?
Well, then when 2025 came around, they were like, this is Madden 25, but again, which made it really hard because Twitch didn't know how to handle two games with the exact same name.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would just put you in the wrong category, which was annoying.
Oh. Yeah.
So at least that'll be fixed with Madden 26. No more of the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see. I read some stuff, but now I want to read more. They updated the gameplay. They still haven't fixed the one thing that bugs me the most, and I think it's the same way kind of in college football. The way the jerseys look is just so wrong. Like they don't look like a player wearing a jersey. It's very odd. It looks like the jersey is just kind of floating around the player model, not like it's actually being worn. And it's really bad because it's like the graphics of this game aren't bad. Why is this thing so fucked up? Especially when it used to look really good. Like, how did you ruin it?
You look back even at like the 2014 college football, and it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like how do you digress in that category? I don't understand.
Right. They fixed a bunch of stuff with quarterback play, so
I've seen that, which is good.
Yeah. So all the quarterbacks do like kind of operate the way they do. So you can make Caleb Williams jump throw like he does all the time. And yeah, while you think that's bad, it works. So like whatever. And yeah. I like that each QB can do their signature thing.
Or like, fucking if you have a Lamar Jackson type player, they actually run and throw like a Lamar Jackson, not like a pocket passer. Yeah. That shit always drove me nuts. Like I got a quarterback with a high speed and should be a runner, and because it's made it so all the quarterbacks do the same fucking thing, you can't get out of the pocket and do any rollouts or anything.
Part of that can be helped by just adjusting the sliders when you play. I always do that when I set up leagues. There's a speed threshold thing, so it makes the minimum speed a player can have be like 50 for some reason, and that's why defensive linemen seem so fast. When you drop that to 0, which just means it uses the actual ratings in the game, helps a lot. But then people get really mad if you're playing against them in that world, because then if you have a really fast receiver, he just wins. And it's like, yes, that's how that works. Yeah. That's why Tyreek Hill got so good.
Right.
He just ran in a straight line faster than you. But like this says like Joe Burrow is more likely to set his feet before throwing than other quarterbacks, and Josh Allen, as fearless as he is in real life, will be trucking defenders as he takes a chance to scramble for a first down. That tracks. That's so awful.
Right.
He's going to get so much more hurt in Madden now. But also, he should in real life. Like, I'm glad he doesn't, like, knock on wood, but, like, eventually, trying to run over everybody is a bad idea.
But also, yeah, and that's something that drove me nuts in college football is, you know, you got a 6'3", 240-pound quarterback, and you got a 5'11", 185-pound DB comes up and just fucking levels your quarterback, even though the quarterback has a full steam ahead. And
so I think we should start a petition. So with college football, their schools are going to get paid for how often they're used in the game. We should get a petition for like everybody in the world to just use Wyoming a bunch to make them have enough money to like get real players
actually
and be a national title contender.
That would be awesome.
Right?
Put Wyoming on a map.
Be like, it was just video games that caused this, but here we go.
That would be kind of cool.
But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for this year's game. Finally, they're going back to how it worked in like Madden 12, so weather matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's shocking, I know. But like, that's cool. So yeah.
I kind of like in college football, weather does matter. It fucking sucks because it seems like every time I play in weather, I'll run my running back who's like, you know, a 95 rated running back, and he'll get tackled one time, have a fucking sprained ankle or something. It's like, God damn it.
But also, the other reason you should get Madden is because there is something really special about playing through your college career and then getting to take that character straight into Madden. It's fun.
Yeah.
Though it's kind of not in the current one, because if you play a quarterback, no matter how good you are, you always end up picked by the fucking Broncos. Because you're never better than the first 4 guys taken for whatever reason. And I get it. But it's like, damn. Do I really have to go to the Broncos? The one time I didn't go to the Broncos, I went to the Saints.
Oh.
Dude. So I never actually ended up playing through a career because I would just get there and then get really angry and stop. As you do, you know. Tough.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy Madden. I don't know. I know I'm getting college football 26 because I'm gonna be in a league probably.
Oh, you can join the Madden League too.
So I guess in the next league, they're thinking about just doing 1-star schools.
Crazy.
So I'm like, I'll take Wyoming.
Right.
I'll actually maybe do okay.
Because you all are also 1-star schools.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. The fact that I've had winning records every year except for one with these 1-star schools is kind of, you know, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now I'm 3-0.
That's
crazy. This is the last year I think that we're on the last year. So because 26 comes out next month? So
I think so, something like that.
Yeah. Which is good. Comes out after I get paid.
Oh. I don't know, man. Did you see that the Switch 2 came out?
I did see something about that.
I still can't bring myself to think it's worth buying, but it actually looks pretty decent. I think it's really stupid, though, because like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, my perception of time's all fucked up. They released the Nintendo Switch OLED, which was just the original Switch, but with a better display. So they've had the display technology, but then they released the Switch 2 without an OLED display, probably entirely. So in 3 years, they can release it with a better display. And it's like, fuck you. At least I don't think it has an OLED.
Fair.
Now I got to double check. No, it's an LCD screen for no fucking reason. Like,
so
what the fuck?
I was seeing something about, I don't know if it was a Switch or what, but apparently, like, GameStop employees were stapling, like paperwork
receipts
to the front.
yep.
Receipts to the box, and was puncturing the screens on the.
Yep.
And then when people brought them back to trade them in, like, hey, what the fuck? And they were like, oh, sorry, no refunds. Because it's damaged.
That's crazy. I mean, so
no.
I have multiple problems with that. What, Nintendo, why is your packaging so cheap and shitty? GameStop, why the fuck are you stapling my box? Phrasing. But also, back to Nintendo. If your box is going to be that flimsy, that's fine. But instead of having the Switch be screen up, screen down, it's that simple. Then this isn't as big of a problem. Like, yeah, you might scuff up the plastic, but who cares about that? It still works.
I don't know, maybe tape? Wow, phenomenal thought.
Yeah.
I don't know
why
why
do
somebody
staplers
didn't
still exist?
I mean, they're handy to a point. Like where I work, I do a lot of work orders and a lot of purchase requests and stuff, and it's a lot easier to just go through my paperwork, sort them out, and then just staple them together and throw them in my.
Okay, but why are we doing anything with paper? That just takes extra time and is a waste of resources. I'm sorry, if you can't figure out how to use a computer, maybe you just don't deserve to have a job.
It's not that we can't use a computer, it's we don't have them. We have state computers, that's it. We don't get our own personal computers or anything to do things on. So
that's dumb.
So that whenever we go to travel, we have to fill out a travel request and have it signed.
That's dumb.
I agree with you. I'd rather be everything online, but also, our fucking network's down all of the time because Wyoming.
Well, that just also shouldn't be a thing. I'm sorry if I have better internet at my house than you do as not actually government officials, but you know what the fuck I mean.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
So supposedly, we're supposed to be getting fiber from the internet company that I currently use, that you were on.
Has fiber made it to the town you live in yet? So you can get fiber?
No, so I'm not sure where this fiber's coming from, but apparently it's already.
They probably just skipped over you.
I think so.
Because I mean, they've had everything dug out, so they ran it through. But I think they're just not offering it to that town. You want bullied?
Maybe.
I just ran a speed test on my internet.
Oh, I don't know.
1013.7 download, 400 upload. My ping is 5 milliseconds. Apparently, my internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices streaming HD video. Man, my shitty internet back home could do that. I think this will be okay.
Yeah.
It's weird not having constant internet problems. Knock on wood.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty great, though.
My internet hasn't been bad. It's just my PC's been doing weird stuff. So far, it's been all right now, but
Yeah.
um, there for a while, I was like, "What in the hell is going on?" But I think what happened with the fiber or whatever, it came through the town to the east of us,
Mm-hmm.
went up north to that town, cut towards the interstate again, and then cut south down through the small town and into the town that I work, and then back to the interstate.
Can't wait for you to see the TikTok I posted today because it's really funny.
I'll look at it later.
It's so good. I got bullied. That's what happened.
You always get bullied.
Yeah.
Wait, bully me 'cause you gotta take care.
Well, because some people that get involved in the bullying of me don't really handle it well when I bully back.
Yeah, I get it.
And it's like, man, why are you
Don't
starting
dish
it?
can't take
Right?
it.
That is the reason I like gaming with you, is because we can just be fucking ruthless all the time. You stupid fuck.
You're right. Yeah.
Sometimes we get a little heated before it's deserved. Like the first words we say to each other are like screaming for no reason sometimes. It's like, all right. We should dial it back a little bit.
Yeah, somebody joins in, they're like, oh boy, these guys really hate each other. It's like, not this normal.
No, we're just playing Fortnite, man. This shit fucking sucks. Because he's stupid.
Literally sit there and scream at each other back and forth, and then be like, want to go get some Mexican food?
Right? Oh, so I was wrong about when I'll be back in town. Because I had said it would be next week and I might have problems with D&D. That was untrue. It's the week after.
Oh, okay.
So, we'll see. I don't know how long I'm going to be in town, so I'm there for pictures on Thursday. I might be going to get a tattoo on Friday.
Oh.
I'm going to get Powerpuff Girls tattoo.
Oh.
So, my sister texted me like a week ago, randomly, and she's just like, we should go get a Powerpuff Girls tattoo. I was like, okay, when?
Okay. I am on Friday. I am going to my very first chiropractor appointment.
This Friday?
This coming Friday.
Bro's not going to be able to walk.
Yeah, I'm kind of super nervous about it, not going to lie.
It's going to be so funny.
I'm like, what if I happen to be that like less than 1% of people that become paralyzed after?
That thought process is why I haven't gone and gotten LASIK yet. Because dude, we were talking the other day and somebody's like, would you rather be blind or deaf? And I was like, the bullet. Because since my brain doesn't function properly, I don't really want to lose either of those sentences. Yes.
I'd be deaf, I guess.
I don't know, man. I like music.
Yeah, but I can still play video games. I might not be able to hear them, but I can play them.
I guess. Again, I think I'd just choose the unalive option. Because I think that would just suck. That'd be terrifying. Every time I close my eyes, it's just nothing entirely. No sound, I can't see anything. Right. Like, that's freaky as shit. Might as well be dead at that point.
Well, the weird part is like, if you've been deaf for a while, your sense of feel becomes extremely overpowering. Like, you can lay in bed and somebody can walk in the room and start talking and you can feel the vibrations in the air.
That won't help me at all.
Well, that's true. I mean,
my brain being fucked up is why I don't like it. Unless, like, going blind means I get echolocation like Daredevil. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't think it would work because I still wouldn't be able to visualize it in my head.
Maybe by you going deaf or blind, your brain would be better because it's not overloaded with so many senses.
I doubt
Maybe
it.
your brain's just overloaded.
I doubt it. But my brain sucks and I hate it here.
I would hate having to learn sign language. Like, be efficient in sign
Well,
language.
Yeah. I almost said some really dumb shit. You wouldn't have to. You'd still remember how to talk. Yeah, how would you hear the other half of the conversation? I realized the thing I was about to say was so fucking stupid before I said it. This is what makes me different than Grayson. I can think before I speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I can make fun of myself for the stupid shit I was about to say.
I'd have to go back to school and learn my ABCs all over again.
Right? Yeah. I think the bigger issue is like how many friends you'd lose because they wouldn't want to learn sign language to fucking speak to you. People suck. And that would be an inconvenience and they wouldn't want to talk to you anymore because after the most minor of inconveniences, people don't want to deal with you anymore. It's true.
That's okay.
We'd never be able to.
I don't need you.
Podcast would have to end.
Mm-hmm. It'd be kind of weird sitting here, like A, B,
right?
C, C.
Yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be tough.
I could get I could teach Aspen with me, and she could sit there and talk for me.
There you go.
Just say some really off the charts things, and she's like, "No, I'm not saying
no,
that."
I don't want to say that. You can't make me.
Especially, she'd probably get really offended when we're playing video games and stuff, and I'm trying to talk shit.
Yeah.
Tell you how I really feel.
Yeah. Oh no, somebody made a all-time Colorado Rockies team. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Those are bad choices, man. Actually, I don't think that's as bad. People are trying to specifically call out the pitching as bad, and I actually don't think so. That rotation could be good. I'm not going to say it would be because it's not like any of them were like dominant for a long stretch of time, but all of them were dominant for a period of time. And like if you're building an all-timer, you're picking the dominant years. If we get those years from all of them, this would be a great team. Would it be better than any other all-time team? Probably not, but that's not fair. This team's only like 30 years old. And that's just not fair. They haven't had that many players.
Everybody else has an advantage of long-term existence.
Like the fact that there's already 2 Hall of Famers on this team is crazy.
Right.
With how hard it is for baseball Hall of Famers to exist. Like, baseball's Hall of Fame makes the NFL's Hall of Fame look easy to get into.
Right. Basically, exist in the NFL for a long period of time, you'll make the Hall.
Or just be really good for a short period of time.
Right.
Like if Justin Jefferson retired today, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's played like 5 years.
Right.
Whereas in baseball, it's like, yeah, you were the best player on your team for a decade and a half. You don't even get a Hall of Fame vote. That's crazy. Like Carlos Gonzalez, right? Rockies player. He was on the Hall of Fame ballot last year. And the way baseball's Hall of Fame ballots work is the baseball writers vote for the Hall of Fame. And if you don't receive more than 5% of the vote, you are never put on the ballot again. So yeah, like it is. So you have to meet these crazy requirements to get on the ballot. And then if 5% of the people don't vote for you. And they can only vote for like 8 total people, and each ballot has 100 names on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get 5% of the vote, you never go back on the ballot. Never.
That's rough.
Carlos Gonzalez, in his career, hit almost 1,500 hits, 240 home runs, batted .285, like incredible numbers. He was a 3-time Gold Glover, multiple-time Silver Slugger, won a batting title, got MVP votes most of the time. Didn't get a single vote for the Hall of Fame. Not one.
That's wild.
A player with numbers like that would be a first ballot Hall of Famer in the NFL. And this guy didn't even really get considered. That's crazy. He also hit for the cycle, which is an important thing to state because in baseball, like everybody talks about no-hitters and perfect games. Perfect games are like the second toughest thing to do. The first toughest is an immaculate inning where you strike out 3 batters on 9 total pitches, which means you throw 3 strikes to each guy. That's really hard. Because even if you throw 3 straight strikes, if they foul 1 ball off, no more immaculate inning.
Nope.
Or if they like ground out, like it has to be strikeouts. That's an incredibly difficult thing to do. But then it's a perfect game, obviously, because so much is out of your control in that. Like an error breaks a perfect game. A like dropped third strike where the runner gets on base. Any way a person gets on base it ruins the perfect game. And getting 27 straight players out without a problem is hard. But harder than a no-hitter is a cycle. Hitting a home run, triple, double, single, all in one game is like one of the rarest things ever. It's more rare than a no-hitter. Only like 3 guys ever have done it more than once in their career. Like it doesn't happen. Cargo did it though. Still no votes. Like that's the thing is, to be fair, because he was a Rocky, it's harder for him to get in the Hall of Fame anyways. Because at least as a hitter who played for the Rockies, you have to go above and beyond because everybody goes, well, it's easier to hit in that ballpark, which like, sure. The only reason Todd Helton and Larry Walker got in is because they had near Hall of Fame numbers on the road while having far exceeding Hall of Fame numbers at home. So it's like, okay, they're a real all-time great.
That's my thing. You're not always just at home. You go on the road too, but you got to really excel on the road.
Say, yeah, you have to, the discrepancy has to be, or even just be like very good on the road and then be crazy at home. Mm-hmm. Which is a tough thing to do. Charlie Blackmon was talking about it. He's like, no, it's hard to play on the road because, yeah, for other teams, the ball acts different in Denver. But for us, the ball acts different everywhere else because we're so used to how it acts in Denver. Mm-hmm. So it breaks more, it cuts more, it's harder to hit the ball. And then it doesn't fly as far. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you hit a ball and you're like, oh, that's a home run. I've felt that feeling a lot. And then it dies in the middle of center field and you're like, oh, what happened? But that's why I say it's harder for like regular fielders to get in to the Hall of Fame. But I think if you're a pitcher who spends their entire career in Colorado, if you're good, it should be easy. Like easier to get in the Hall of Fame. Because like if you're just good in Denver, that means you're great, you know? Because it's so hard to pitch there. I'm still mad Kyle Freeland didn't win a Cy Young that one year. So Cy Young is for the best pitcher in baseball. Kyle Freeland is like the only Rocky ever to have an under 3 ERA. He went 17-7, had a 2.85 ERA. Ow. Yikes. He was really good. I think that should matter more. Like, I think you should get double the votes just because you did that while playing for the Rockies, because nobody else ever has. I don't know. I just feel like that's more impressive.
That's fair, I guess.
But no. Sorry, I'm really into baseball currently because it's the only sport that I can currently care about. Because basketball, I'm just upset at.
What
I
happened
fucking
there?
hate the Thunder, man. I'm so glad, though. I hate that the ratings conversation, but like I'm so glad that the first game of the NBA Finals was so good.
Mm-hmm.
The Pacers never held a lead in that game until they won because they hit a buzzer beater to win the game. They held the lead for 0.6 seconds and won the game.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous.
Crazy, dude. They were down by 20 at one point. The Pacers have to be the only team I've ever seen where being down by 20 at halftime, you cannot ever turn off the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the 6th time in this playoff run that they came back from a deficit like that.
Yeah, they're a second half team.
They're second half team, but they're just also I don't know. It's weird to have a team that you can just truly never count out.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen.
They like to get your hopes up and then slowly crush them.
I really wonder how that's going to go. Who's going to get to be the lone all-star from the Rockies? It should be Jake Bird. It's just sad that it's just going to be a relief pitcher, but or I don't know. As bad as this sounds, Jake Bird should make it just off like voting alone. He's been insane. Like, I made a tweet about this because when the Rockies were playing the Mets the other night, I had to. The back-to-back tweets were funny. So it was Friday night. Jake Bird comes into the game. I think he walked 3 straight guys to load the bases with no outs. And then he struck out 3 straight guys, didn't allow a run to score. So I like quote tweeted the video of it, and I'm like, yes, best reliever in baseball. Because weirdly, that's true. Like, so far this year, he has been the best reliever in baseball. And then the next inning, Tyler Kinley came out, who you've heard me bitch about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He came out and immediately gave up 3 runs. And so back-to-back tweets within like 10 minutes of each other were best reliever in baseball and then worst reliever in baseball. It's wild that they're on the same team. But literally, every time Tyler Kinley has ever come into the game, he's allowed 3 runs. Every time. It's just, he's 30 and sucks. Cut him. Call up anybody. Bring a fan in. I don't fucking care. I don't know if it could be worse. And honestly, if it could, at least that would be impressive. But God, he sucks and I hate him. But pretty funny.
Just have to. I can throw it fast. It's just a matter of hitting the mitt.
Valid. Dinger, the Rockies mascot, during the entire Mets series had a sign that just said Mrs. Met, call me, because they have a female version of their mascot. And I think that's so funny. Bro is shooting a shot. So funny. I'm also so angry. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through my Twitter now for things to yap about. Do you have other things you wanted to bring up before I continue on my random yapping?
Like you want to hear about plugged up urinals.
No, I'm okay. So some idiot on Twitter made a post that's like the GOAT in every sport. And I just realized all of them are annoying. I didn't realize he fucked up hockey because I was too busy yelling about the guy he picked for baseball. But for hockey, he picked Alexander Ovechkin, which would be cool. Wayne Gretzky exists, dude. Ovechkin just passed Gretzky in points alone. Gretzky still has like triple the assists all time. Like Gretzky was far better than like everyone who's ever existed. We got to stop with this. Then you got Brady and LeBron. Fine. But then for baseball, he picked Derek Jeter. And I have this issue. Derek Jeter was never the best player in the league. He was never the best player on his own team. He was never even the best player at his own position on his own team. He is not the greatest anything. He has the greatest marketing team of all time, I guess. But, like, what the fuck? I can name 7 Rockies who are greater all time than Derek Jeter. Genuinely has to be the most overrated player in any sport ever. No, Bo Jackson. And I'm sorry. He played 3 years in the NFL and never had 600 rushing yards. Stop talking like he was going to be an all-time great. He was all-time mediocre. I get it. He was a sick athlete. That doesn't matter. Lots of NFL players are sick athletes, but bad at football.
I was about to say, sick athlete doesn't produce numbers at all.
Like,
doesn't perform.
Oh, I'm looking at baseball reference for Bo Jackson because nobody wants to talk about him as a football player. They just want to pretend they, like, remember crazy things. But you know who else had, like, a 4-year career that was actually good? Terrell Davis. And he was so good he became a Hall of Famer after that. Bo Jackson was not. Like, maybe if Bo Jackson had had a Terrell Davis start to his career, I could sit here and be like, yeah, maybe he would have been one of the all-time greats. He wasn't. Yeah, but Marcus Allen was on his team. Many running backs have been on teams with other good running backs, and they're so good that they just steal carries. If you aren't stealing carries, maybe you weren't that good.
Right.
I don't know. I don't get it, man. I hate it. I hate it here. Oh my God. I found another Acolyte tweet and people are being stupid. So the Acolyte tweet was like, it did a great job sticking to canon while also referencing the old EU. You can tell Leslie Headland is a diehard Star Wars fan and knows the lore better than most of the fans criticizing her. And some guy goes, great job sticking to canon. Kiadi Mundi being alive when his race is established to have a lifespan of 65 years max. Established where? Oh, right, in a role-playing game that was never canon and is 30 years old. Shut the fuck up. Jedi, including Yoda, being involved in a cover-up about the Sith. No, none of the Jedi that are living know that the Sith exist because they all died. Every Jedi who knew that Khmer was a Sith died. He killed them. Well, exactly. I guess Osha killed one, but that's not important. They're all dead. All right? That's the important part here is everyone that knew is dead. Plagueis having an apprentice before Palpatine. Did you read the Darth Plagueis novels that were in the old EU? Because he had like 4. So that's not new, you fucking moron. A virgin's happening before Anakin making the entire crux of the prophecy null and void. No, the prophecy was never just about a child born of the Force. It was the metachlorian count and the blah, 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 which Osha and May did not have a high metachlorian count like Anakin. And I feel like this goes, like, people just miss this a lot. But the whole plot for Anakin was that he was created because Plagueis and Palpatine were trying to create life. And the Force resisted, created Anakin so that the Sith would get destroyed. Because in Star Wars, the balance is not an equal light, equal dark. Balance technically is only light. Because the dark is bad. Because the dark side of the Force is not just the Force. It is people bending the will of the Force to their own will. So balance is not even. Balance is the removal of the dark in this world. I know that's not technically balance, but fuck off. It's George Lucas's dumbass story, and you all treat him like a god, so shut up. I'm sorry, I just understand his story better than you. Actually, I'm not. Fuck you. But where do you think Plagueis got the idea for trying to create life from? oh, probably these two people who were created through the Force by some Force witches, which all seems to kind of track. Some evil Force witches try to do a thing. The Sith guy goes, ooh, I wonder if I could do that. And then tries, fucks up. Anakin gets created. The Sith get destroyed. Man, that plan really backfired hard, you know? But I guess, I mean, the Sith win, kind of. The Jedi get destroyed for a bit.
Right.
But, you know, as Snoke says, that as the dark grows, the light rises to meet it. That's the whole thing. But that doesn't null and void the prophecy. You're just stupid, by the way. Completely getting wrong the exact process of bleeding a kyber crystal? No. The only process is you have to pour all of your hate into a kyber crystal that you technically don't even have to be touching, because Dagan Gera in Jedi Survivor is using the Force to hold it between his fingers while he does it. So you don't actually have to be touching it. But hey, we're just going to ignore that because we're upset that Anakin and Kylo had such problems bleeding theirs. Yeah, you know what the difference was? They were struggling to pour all their hate into it because kyber crystals are living beings.
Right.
They try to resist this. And for Anakin and Kylo, there were very easy things for the crystals to push at to try to stop them. Because there was still good in Anakin and Kylo. They didn't actually want to be on this path. Now, they chose this path and they stayed on it, and that's bad. But the whole point, like when Anakin's trying to bleed it, the crystal is speaking to him like it's Padme. Yeah, no wonder he's struggling to bleed the crystal. But for Osha, the only people she actively cared about just betrayed her. She finds out they killed her family. What's left for her to cling to on the light side? Nothing.
And also, very young age. The younger you are, the less there is to hold on to.
Yep. And everything that there was to hold on to has just been shattered in front of you. There was no light left. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. Did you not watch the show?
You know, I really wish some of these people would agree to come onto a podcast or like a segment or something, just so they could try to debate their dumbass thinking.
The issue is they don't debate it. They just say the two talking points they heard from Star Wars theory. And then when you rebut it, they just go, no, that's it. That's all they have. Like, they don't care what you have to say. Yeah, pretty much. And yes, I'm going to call you stupid too, but at least I have basis.
But yeah, you have something to back your theory up.
But like, I don't know. Like, I just hate that the people who want to argue canon don't actually understand what canon is. Because the entire thing for like how old Ki-Adi-Mundi is, what the age for his race comes from a role-playing game. I think it actually comes from the Fantasy Flight games. I don't know which one actually had I can't remember what that race is called. It's unimportant. But I don't remember which book, whether it was Force and Destiny or Edge of Empire or whatever. But I think the canon age for them comes from that. Those aren't canon, you freaks. It's a role-playing game. Because if that's canon, then so is Terran. And he fought Darth Vader once. That's pretty cool.
Right.
He's one of, like, what, 3 people to fight Darth Vader and not die?
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Mean, based on, like, you know, XP and, like, your stats and stuff, you're, like...
Yeah. Not real.
Equal.
You see how that's not real? You know? That doesn't make any fucking sense. But the other things for Ki-Adi-Mundi come from, like, the stupid... There was a bonus disc for the Phantom Menace that just claimed to... It was never canon, but it, like, was telling people about each Jedi. So, technically, the only Jedi with a purple lightsaber should be Ki-Adi-Mundi. Mace Windu should be blue. And he also never should have been a Jedi Master. Like, as soon as you look into that disc at all, everything is incorrect, but
Right.
but they need to use that one thing for an argument. And I just, it hurts. Ki-Adi-Mundi being alive. There's no established in canon. How about something being created using the Force that's reserved exclusively for Anakin? No, it's not. That is never stated anywhere. That is... I hate people just making things up. It bugs me. Like, genuinely.
It's just crazy how you could argue till your mind is numb and not put a dent in the idiots out there.
And here's my big thing. I'm not even saying you have to think the Acolyte is good. I just want people to stop lying about what's canon and what's not. You can hate the show. That's okay. Like, that's perfectly fine. It has its flaws. It's not perfect. But neither is Star Wars. Star Wars kind of sucks.
Something that's valid, though, not something that's...
Or even if it's not valid,
true.
you can just be like, yeah, I didn't like it. It's like, okay, cool. You don't have to lie to make up reasons. Just say you didn't like it, move on.
Well, my thing is it's people that are like, they'll hear someone else not like it, so they'll watch it and be like, oh, that was great, and then they'll hear someone else argue some dumb bullshit, and they'll go, oh, I don't like it anymore.
Yeah. The people who need their favorite influencer's opinion so they can know whether they like something or not is stupid.
It's okay to have your own opinion.
Yeah.
Whether the thing's good or bad, if you like it, you like it.
Right. Me with Thor: Love and Thunder. That movie is objectively bad, but I love it.
It's okay.
Like, I just do, and that's okay. Have your own opinions. Be okay with things, but don't exclusively be wrong just because you're stupid. I think I'm just going to start using that second TikTok I created. You know what it was. I'm just going to use that to yell about Star Wars moving forward, I think. I just want to yell about Star Wars.
You could do it forever.
I could.
For all of time, you could do that.
And I bet there's some views to be had if I do that.
Uh-huh.
I just got to be controversial and say that I like Star Wars. People don't like that.
Uh-huh.
Star Wars fans don't like it when people enjoy Star Wars.
Right, exactly.
I just want, even if they don't make a season 2 of The Acolyte, just give me, I don't even care if you bring OSHA back. Just give me Chimere again. Chimere? Whatever. Give me the Stranger back. His helmet was cool. And if nothing else, the one inarguable part about that show, best lightsaber fights in all of Star Wars. Don't care. Those were fucking sick. Daphne Keene and the Stranger, I could watch that scene constantly for the rest of my life and I'd be happy. She gets killed. She gets skewered.
She
Pretty tough.
dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But so I've been playing not technically the Immaculate Grid, but like Gridiron Grid. It's like a thing where you got like 9 squares and like at the top you've got like different team logos or like different eras guys played or stats or whatever, and you have to try to guess players. And I try to go for really obscure ones. And for this one I guessed, out of 9 guys, I guessed 5 people that no one else on the planet had guessed yet. I felt pretty good about myself. I'm sure that changed eventually. I know nobody else guessed Jeff Yeager, though. I guarantee it. He was a kicker for the Raiders in the 90s.
Huh.
Nobody else knows who that is. Him and Norm Johnson, kicker for the Steelers in the 90s. Why do I know them? Don't ask. Not important. Don't question.
Because you retain information about sports better than most people.
Sometimes. Damn, that tweet aged like milk. The MLB posted a tweet. The Rockies complete the sweep because they beat the Marlins 3 out of 3 times during that series. Over the entire series, there were less people who showed up to watch all 3 games than any single game the Rockies have played at home. That's crazy.
Yep.
The one night there was like 3,000 people at a game. That's it. It's like, what? Does that even pay to turn the lights on in the building? Jesus. That's crazy. But so it's like the Rockies complete the sweep, and I quote tweeted it, just like, World Series bound. The Rockies haven't won a game since then. Aged like milk.
That's okay. You probably knew that was going to happen.
Oh, I did. It was just really funny. But, yeah. So, people are arguing Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, who's better still for some reason. The answer's pretty clear, but whatever. But somebody posted the stats. Now remember, Justin Jefferson has had 1 extra year. But Jamar Chase has 395 receptions, 5,425 yards, 46 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson has 495 catches, so that is 100 more. But 7,432 yards and 40 touchdowns. So less touchdowns, but the Vikings also have other players who get the ball sometimes. The Bengals don't really know about that. Because remember, Jordan Addison in 2 years has more touchdowns than T. Higgins, I think, in his career. I don't know, man. But yeah, so 100 more catches, but over 2,000 more yards. So for Jamar to catch up to Justin Jefferson's pace, he would have to break the single season receiving record by a lot.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Also, which guy got Joe Burrow and which guy got Cuzzo, Sam Darnold, Josh Dobbs, and Nick Mullins?
Right?
Crazy. And that's not even a shot at Jamar. He's probably like the second best receiver in football. But there's levels to this game. I love but Jamar draws double teams. Yeah, JJ draws triple teams, man. JJ's actually tripled at a higher percentage than Jamar has doubled. And it just doesn't matter. It's the Calvin Johnson effect. Now, there are things Jamar does better, but there are things lots of receivers do better than lots of other receivers. You could probably look at the 30th best receiver in football, and he probably does something better than Jamar and Jefferson do. That's just how it works. Guys have different skill sets. It's true. I just want J.J. McCarthy to be a real quarterback, man.
We'll see.
I deserve a real quarterback. I do.
We'll see.
I am way too excited. I've been watching mini camp and OTA highlights for 2 weeks. I am hyping myself up. I saw a fight get started because Harrison Phillips, he plays for the Vikings now, but he was the Bills' nose tackle for the early years of Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, not even play style wise, but just the way he carries himself, that JJ is very similar to Josh, and that has people all up in arms. They're not even kind of similar. Look at their play styles. Josh Allen's also like twice as big. It's like, that's not what he said at all, though.
Play style.
It's not even, he didn't even say play style. It's just like leadership style, the way they carry themselves, the confidence, the work ethic. It's like, that's what he was saying, you freak. Jesus Christ. I don't get it. Tough. Yep. That's so funny. Oh God, what is that movie? And Jennifer Aniston and the guy who plays Ted Lasso, they like, he pays her and two younger people to be his like fake family so they can like smuggle drugs. You know the movie, like Family Vacation. Yeah, we're the Millers. Yeah. So it's like you guys are getting paid, like joke, like all the pictures from that.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it's the Viking or the Minnesota sports teams, and it's like the Minnesota Lynx and the Frost.
You guys are getting paid?
But they're like, when will one of you win a championship? It's embarrassing. And it's Jennifer Aniston as the Vikings. It's like, we made it to 4 championship games in the 70s. Then it's the Timberwolves, and it's like, we've made it to 3 Western Conference Finals. And then it's the Minnesota Wild, and it's like, you guys are getting out of the first round? Because the Minnesota Wild have made the playoffs 10 years in a row, have never made it out of the first round.
That's tough.
How can you be so good yet so ass? How's that even possible? You guys are getting out of the first round? That is still insane to me. The Rockies are averaging 27,000 fans per game. I'm rounding up.
Mm-hmm.
That is 16th in the MLB. That is basically middle of the pack. And that is their lowest attendance mark since 2006. That's why things will never change. Now, to be fair, that's not Rockies fans. Not really. It's mostly fans of the other team. But also, Rockies fans are loyal, unfortunately.
Sadly.
Uh-oh, Miller's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Because the Packers releasing Jair, and he's like taking Anthony Belton to be a backup tackle over, Siobhan Revel or Trey Amos or one of the corners, continues to age like milk because the Packers' number 1 corner now is a kick returner. Yeah.
Oof.
I think the Packers, I've avoided saying this on Run the North because I'm not trying to get in a fight with Jake. Not really. But I think the Packers are going to suck, dude. You can't be in that division with those offenses and not have corners. And they don't have a single corner. They're going to get bullied. A lot. Who's covering JJ, man?
Well, they kind of figure we're not going to cover him anyway, even if we had the best corner in the NFL.
They're entirely relying on, though. We just have to score a bunch, which just isn't going to work. Oh, it's insane.
I'd say ask the Bengals how well that works.
Yeah. And the Bengals are better at most things.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. But all right. You got any other words to say? I feel like I rambled a lot at the end there.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. I'm just ready for food.
What are you going to have for food?
Aspen's making like stuffed bell peppers and cornbread.
Nice. I need to figure out something for dinner. Luckily, I think I have an hour and a half to go make food before I have to record another podcast. Go probably repeat all of the same words I repeated here. It'll be a great time. Well, fine. Not all the same ones. All the sports-related words.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Yeah. Real quick. So I didn't make it to D&D this week, but Steven recorded the session for me so I could watch it and see what happened. Grayson might be the dumbest person to ever live. Genuinely 3 times, just while listening to it, I had to stop, press pause, put my headset down, and go for a walk. I genuinely think if I was there, I might have committed self-unalive. I don't know how you can be that all the time. The other day, I like had just barely woken up and was sitting here barely able to function. My brain was being all slow, and I was like, man, is this what Grayson feels like all the time? Must suck. All right, now that I'm done bullying Grayson, Wonder, say goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.